There's a lot going on. Everywhere right now. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of upheaval. There's a lot of cleansing. There's a lot of, and if we think about it, the earth is really speaking to us right now between the fires and the storms. And as of today, the earthquake. So we'll send out and hold in energy all those in Turkey and in Greece. Hold those spirits that have lost their life. See them being held and enveloped in light. And finding their way back home to source, to whichever star they came from. And sending healing and supporting energy to all those that were maybe just wounded, or for all those that are assisting and being of service. Doing it all from that place of calm and of stillness. So we're in this place of the Taurus full moon. But it's also, what more importantly keeps calling to me, is that we are having a blue moon. We are being given the opportunity within 1 month to be able to do a fire ceremony, to be able to release, to be able to work with that cosmic energy. And that's such a gift. And we got Samhain, so All Souls Day. So we're in this place, so the veil is so thin right now. And so my gut is, well, we'll be working a lot with ancestral energy tonight, because the ancestors are right there. All of spirit help on the other side is right there. It's right there to be of service to us. It's right there to help guide us, to be a light, to be a beacon. It's very hard right now, if we tune into the world at full force, to feel that hope, to feel that light, to feel that beacon, when we're doing it from that place of being like really into our 3D. So maybe I should start with what the card is, and I know I've told it before, but when I asked for tonight's card for the ceremony, the soul purpose card was once again detached from drama. And I'll have that up so you can look at the card. And it says, has your life gotten a little unpredictable lately? Has it taken a turn for the better or for the worse? Just when you think you have all your ducks in a row, has something upset the status quo and set things flying in new and unexpected directions? Don't let any of this disturb your equilibrium. Your soul is learning to go with life's flow and rhythm, and an integral part of that movement is realizing that life unfolds in cycles, sometimes up, sometimes down. Your soul's purpose right now is to recognize, respect, and then detach from these chains of events. Accept that you don't have influence over them, but you do have control over how you respond. The more detached you are, the more peaceful your soul will be. Your soul's lesson is to redefine your ideas of success and failure. Respect that there are forces beyond your control, such as social issues, soul intentions, and timing, that are part of your natural cycle and which influence the outcome of things. Recognize that on a soul level, all experiences are part of the divine order and bear gifts for your soul. True success occurs when you remove yourself from the drama and wishful thinking of life and recognize and accept gifts at hand. So we're really being called right now. We're being called to step away from the drama. And I know that can be a tall order, especially when we're in the muck of it, or we're in the thick of it. But as always, life's all about invitation, right? So our invitation is, if we're going to keep staying in the place of the drama of it, we can't see clearly. We can't see the spiritual solution, because every challenge that is gifted to us, I'm going to use that word, every challenge that's gifted to us is giving our soul a way of finding a spiritual solution to it. Besides the fact that it brings us strength, it brings us, that adversity is what teaches us. And right now, it's really imperative to pull on that place of resilience and to really be able to be resilient in times that are challenging. There's just no way getting around it. To me, how I see it is, there's definitely this battle between the light and the dark. And the only hope that not the only hope, but what helps me be more hopeful is the fact that so much darkness in my mind is being, a giant beam of light is being directed at it. So that means that the light is that strong. So to me, we're at the tipping point. We are at the place where we're almost at that 100th monkey syndrome. And so how do we, as light workers, how do we, as people that are here to be in service, and even if you're not here to be in service, just being your light, walking your talk, being in that place of the Christ consciousness, you are in service. You don't have to be out doing what I do. And I don't even do this all the time. I mean, most of my life is just, I'm a regular person. I'm a professor, I sit behind the chair, and I just try to emanate as much light and hold that for anyone that comes in my space. That's being in service. How can you, when judgment comes up, and for me, that's a lot lately, when that judgment comes up, can I switch to that place of compassion? Can I switch to that place of understanding that everything is happening for me, not to me? So that means that the world right now, whether you like it or not, what it looks like, it is in service. It is divine. It's in divine action. And that can be hard to take because it doesn't look divine, right? But we're in this place of the birthing of the feminine, and not to negate the masculine, because there needs to be the balance. So on the altar right now, I have, oh my God, I'm totally on the spirit. So it's Lakshmi and Ganesh. So we have that, the masculine and feminine held, the remover of obstacles so that we can bring in and manifest and create. I have, to me, the representation of Gaia, the great mother, holding the earth, and how, if we can acknowledge it, she's truly holding us. She is there birthing us. Like literally, we're in her belly, in that place of creation. And she is birthing this new world. And I know I've said this a lot of times, but bears repeating. Birth is not without pain. Birth is not without chaos. Birth is not without the unexpected. Anyone that gave birth, I had a master plan, right? You know, I had a midwife, I had a master plan. I was going to be in water, and I was going to have this beautiful transcendental experience with me and my newborn baby, and Michelle was there, and we had music, and we had meditation, and we had oils, and I had an emergency C-section at 13 hours later. Like, so you have to, and so it's really about surrender. Like, how do you, what I keep hearing from spirit in my head, and for anyone that isn't familiar with it, is thy will, not my will. And if you're feeling that life isn't moving in a way that feels synchronistic or in line, we got to check in of how much are we trying to impose our will rather than thy will. And as someone who can be a control freak, that can be very challenging for me, is to hand it over and be like, but it's that prayer of a homatakuyasin, right? Amen. Like, Creator, you know better than I. Because bottom line, even if we think we know something, we're still thinking it with our very limited scope. We're still doing it through the lens of places within ourselves that have yet to have been healed. So I know Creator can dream a much bigger dream than my limited view of what my dream can be, because my limited dream says I can only do so much because, you know, I have limits. And in the eyes of God, none of us have limits. Like, we are perfect beings that are here to express that, but we get caught up in that place of not being able to fully embody our Christ consciousness, fully embody our co-creative energy, and to know that we're co-creating all the time. So for me, with this veil being so thin, it's imperative for us to remember that we are co-creating with every thought, with every action, with every word. Like, it is, I don't want to say time is running out, but if we're at that tipping point, we can, okay, so what I'm hearing from Spirit is we can either stay in suffering, the suffering of the birth, or be birthed. And the birth is going to have pain. But to keep our toes on the outside means we're staying in that place of suffering. We're staying in that place of being, in that place of absolute suffering. So we're in this time of great, 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 great rebirth and renewal. And I think the invitation is, how much can we do it consciously? How much can we do it from a place of being conscious? Came up for me last time in ceremony. Being a conscious creator. And so that means really trying to be as fully embodied in the experience as we can, to be as fully present as we can. And I'm going to read to you, I pulled an Archangel card, and at first I thought it was for me. That wasn't for me. Although it's very interesting, on my one altar, I have a feather that looks exactly like this. And at the top, I'm perceiving it's angel wings, but if you really look, it could be dove wings. But so the Archangel that will be with us tonight is Jeremiel. Forgive me for my pronunciation. It says, the worst is now behind you, and you're surmounting any previous challenges. The challenges you faced made you stronger and have taught you new lessons. Instead of becoming bitter, you've opened your heart with compassion toward people in similar situations. You've let go of any blame or feelings of victimhood. This is why you are now overcoming your previous challenges. Your positive outlook is attracting a loving situation and new situations in a higher level of spiritual understanding. Stay positive. Jeremiah's name means mercy of God, and when you call upon him, Jeremiah delivers mercy to you and everyone involved. He guides you and others to act in loving ways. He also helps you adopt a merciful look, which enables you to consistently treat yourself with respect and tender loving care. So we'll be calling in that energy to be with us. And maybe tonight what I'm hearing from Spirit is, what are some difficulties that still keep us in a place of maybe playing victim, in that place of victimhood? Maybe that be one of the things that you put into the fire tonight, that you release and you hand it over to the great mystery to be able to be brought into light, to be brought into, and not from a place of judgment. And that's, I think, what trips us up, is we sit there and we look at these parts of ourselves and we're so reluctant to bring them in. We're so reluctant to own them because we see them as less than, or we see them as wrong, or we see them rather than they were a life experience, a life lesson, and they were here to be in our highest good. So how do we bring those pieces? So what I'm hearing is tonight's a lot about bringing pieces back. How do we, I was hearing that in native terms, tonight's moon, you know, the moon at the beginning of the month was the harvest moon, but this is the hunter's moon. That this moon was what would highlight and to shine bright so that the native people would be able to hunt during the night, to store as much resources as they can for the winter, for when things would become less abundant, when things would start to, you know, dwindle down, so that they could sit there and that they could be nourished throughout, so that they could go out and get all the resources they need, because we're all getting ready to go into that place of sitting within and really being with the teacher within, of really going within. We're at that place where now we're going out of the light and into the darkness, where we'll spend these months being in that place. We'll even get the added bonus of an extra hour this weekend. So it's really funny. I mean, just to put a little humor on it. Someone was saying that, you know, it was when we turned the clocks forward and all these things happened, that maybe now we're going to reset, like when we go into and we turn the clocks back. Just a little humor. And maybe it will. Who knows? But with everything going on the planet right now, and, you know, let's call it what it is, the election, no matter who you're voting for, we're so polarized right now that there could end up being a reaction to that. So I would like everyone to hold the intention, or anyone that is here, that's going to be my intention, that whatever the outcome is, we understand that that's what's in the highest good, that that's what is meant to be at this time, and that we can learn how to start. It's time to start building a bridge between both sides, and to understand that bottom line is we are all one human race. We may have differing opinions of how to get something, but that's what life is. That's what any relationship that you have ever entered in your life, there's compromise, there is duality, there is, and it's through being able to communicate. It's through being able to have respect for the other person. It's through being able to maybe look at something a little bit differently than you ever have, because you know, remember, it's an interesting thing, and what I had to learn is everyone be like, but that's my belief. Like, that's my belief. Everyone gets stuck in their belief. Do you know all your beliefs were created before you were like, I forget what it was. does, but whatever, is before you're 3. So if every belief system you have is based before you were 3 years old, guess what? They're not very enlightened thoughts. And they're not your thoughts. They're not what your soul came in here to do. They were what we were taught by society, by religion, by the government, like by our teachers, by our parents. They were all learned behaviors that were taught before we were ever able to know, that one doesn't sit right with me. Like, yeah. So how do we look at our beliefs? How do we be able to maybe step back a little when we start to get indignant that we're right? And that's the other thing about being able to see someone else's side. You have to be able to separate from being right. Because being right is not going to create, do you want to, the saying, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So, and when you're right, it means that you're going to dig in your feet. And to me, that's Taurus, where it can get a little, where it will dig in its feet and it won't budge. It has that energy behind it. So how do we be able to maybe have one foot in, one foot out, like one foot in this world and one foot in the next? To be able to have one foot on this side and one foot on that side. I always laugh that a while back, way before this whole administration, he said that I believe there should have been a purple party, because I'm a liberal, but I'm not radical. Like, I can see I may not actually agree with it, but I can understand someone's point of view on something, just as I hope that someone can understand my point of view on something that may be different from their point of view. So to me, that purple party would be really great if we can come together and have talk, have discussion, where we're coming together for all human race, not we're so polarized in being in party and entrenched that and even our politicians, both sides, have forgotten that they're public servants. And because it's become a career. So I ask that we all find that place within ourselves, please, between now and the 3rd or whenever it's going to be decided, to hold that place where we are able to look at especially the other party and be able to hold them with compassion, to be able to hold them with some level of respect and understanding and empathy, because someone is going to not have what they want. I mean, so for anyone that knows, I've not had what I've wanted for the last 4 years. You would never see me disrespect Trump or wish him anything, because first off, I believe in karma, but secondly, that's going against what I teach, where I want to be. I may not agree with it, and I may pray for something different, but I'm not out to take someone out, or I'm not out, and that's sad to me. It just really is. I mean, I just look at, I don't follow my Catholic upbringing anymore, but to me, it all goes against the commandments. And so I have a challenge with people who, the ideology and then spout that they're Christian, but they're going to take someone out or hurt someone because they have a different belief system, and that's not, love thy neighbor. So I don't even know why I got on that tangent, but someone needed to hear it. But we have to come back to a place of love, of respect, of honoring that there's so many different ways to view life, and to hold it as sacred. I guess what I'm feeling is we've taken the sacred out right now. It's not part of the equation. It's my will. It's not about the sacred. It's not about the whole. And we're never going to get to that place of the feminine unless we can understand that we're all children of God, and we're all here to be held, and we're all here to be honored and respected and loved, and to be held in compassion. So how we're going to work this, if no one's done the online fire ceremonies, which are way different than the regular ceremonies, what will be the same is we will open directions, calling in. So me opening directions is just like it'll be in your space. We work it now doing journey. So I never know what the journey is going to be. Like I'm saying, I'm assuming ancestors will be involved. And we'll call on, we'll do our grounding in the energy of the mother and of the father, and being in that place of being in our most creative force that we can. Now, what I've had to do is when I've gone back to watch them myself, I've learned that if I use the drum or the rattle, I cut out in and out, because for whatever reason, Zoom will pick up one sound. So some of the journey will be in silence. But when I'm not talking and you're off, I will drum. And then when we go back to talk, then I'll talk and then we'll drum. So I'll have the fire lit here. If you want to take a moment and get your own candle and have a toothpick or something to burn, you could do that. But know that everything is done through intention. So from where you're at, you can put out your hands and send that into the fire. And so here will be the sacred fire, which is held on the altar. And at some point, I'll say that we'll be all sending out the energy to do our Pachamama stick, which is our global piece. And so we'll all do that. And then know that you're being held the whole time. I will probably be chanting at some point, just Nichi Tai Tai, when you're going to burn. And then when I feel like it's complete, or I'll ask everyone if you could just pop in chat and say, I'll ask if anyone isn't complete. And you can put it in, or I know I'm sorry, that kind of can break the connection a little bit. Knowing just as if we were together, you're held, you're protected. I am holding that container. We're in this amazing alchemical container right now, and we can affect some amazing, beautiful change. And I honor you for coming and making the prayer. I thank you. And so does anyone have any questions? If you do, you can pop it in chat. And actually, if in chat, you could real quick just say who is here, because sometimes I don't know, just so that I can feel that connection and be connected in completely with our circle before we get started. So if you could just say, because some people, it just says like a phone number. So if you could just real quick, just pop in who is here. Chat's on the bottom. If you just click it, then you can just type in.
Hi, everybody. Carol here, and Doreen.
Okay. Hi, Carol. Hi, Doreen. Okay, and Amy. And is that Honey?
Mm-hmm.
And Honey. And it was in the phone number. All right. Okay, so let's get ready.
She said, I don't know if you can talk to my phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alrighty. We're going to take it down to like the last one. It's on a 3, but we can wait till after I do directions and turn on the light. Alrighty. So just close your eyes and allow the energy to come in to hold space. Great servant. Pachamama. Come and wrap your coil of light around us. Help us shed our past the way you shed your skin. Oh, help us to step out of that place of suffering and step into that place of impeccability. And thank you for teaching us how to lay belly to belly with the mother. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the physical level. Oh. The winds of the west, Chaturanga, Mother Jaguar. Thank you for protecting our medicine space. Thank you for mulching lavish no longer serves. Thank you for teaching us how to go over that rainbow bridge. How to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of teaching us how to be a peaceful, luminous warrior so that we can learn how to walk on this planet yet not leave a footprint. And thank you for any and all healing that will occur on the emotional level. Oh. The winds of the north, to Siddhikinte, great hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancient ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of magic and of imagery. Thank you for this place of stillness and flight. Thank you for this place of teaching us how to be the eye in the center of the storm. And please, please, please teach us where to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life so that we no longer source from places that no longer feed us. Oh. The winds of the east, great eagle, condor, Akuchin, you will fly windowing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us to the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Oh, thank you so much for giving us eagle vision. Help us to see the limitless possibilities available at all times so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Pachamama, great mother, thank you for coming here for the healing of all your children, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the cry, the thin, the bird, and the winged. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being the true alchemist, taking that much longer surge and bringing it back to us in the gifts of gold. Thank you for that place of holding us so sweetly. Thank you for that place of giving us everything that we need to sustain life. And thank you for being patient with us as a species and leaving us on your back yet another day. Oh. Iti Tai Mama Kia, Star Nation's Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are nameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for the hearts and minds and souls of everyone in this circle. Please whisper in our ear and touch our hearts. Please guide us. Please guide what it is that we need at this time to let go of. What is it that is no longer in service to us? What do we need to step away from so that we can be fully present to the teacher within? The teacher who we will spend the next couple of months in deep communion with in this dark place, in this place of the void, in this place of creation, in this place of harvesting and nurturing and growing these great seeds, these great new beginnings, these great awarenesses. I thank you for this opportunity to be in service, and I thank you for all the ancestors and the ancient ones that went before and the elders that sacrificed their lives so I can make this prayer. Oh. Alrighty. All right. So let's take a moment once again to do a cleansing breath in, releasing breath out. Letting go of your day, letting go of your week, letting go of your year. But not of the hindsight that 2020 has given us. Whoever knew that this is what they meant by hindsight is 2020. So I want you to see from either the base of your spine or from your feet, these roots going down into the belly of the mother, going down past the bedrock, going down to the molten core. Feel yourself, feeling your roots dipping into this beautiful pool of energy, this place of the divine. And then start to bring it up, sourcing it up, feeling it coming up those roots and going into your root chakra. Being held there. Going up to your second chakra, filling that cavern. Up to your solar plexus, your place of power. Feeling that divine feminine. Going up to your heart. And feel that cavern being opened up and filled up. And going up to your throat, to your third eye, and to your crown. And feel that divine feminine igniting all your chakras and bringing you on board. And then from the crown of your head, see a coil of light going up to the apus, to the heavens. Inti Tai Tai. The place of the divine masculine. Feel that energy coming down. This place of wisdom and of action and of safety and protection. Coming in through your crown and mingling with the feminine. Coming down to your third eye. Place of intuition. Down to your throat, that place of where you speak your truth. Not just to others, but to yourself, more importantly. Coming down to your heart. Down to your solar plexus. Down to your sacral. And down to your root. Feel yourself being held in this place of the divine feminine and masculine. Feel that alchemical container that it creates. Feel yourself being held, being nurtured. Feel the stillness this creates. From this place, you can develop a sense of separation so that you can learn how to respond rather than react. This is the space where you can find those spiritual solutions to any challenge that comes your way. Alrighty, so I'm going to drum for a couple minutes to get our brain waves ready for journey. Before we journey in your mind's eye, I would like you to find that sacred space. It may be different. It may be the same space, but a place in nature, preferably where you've been, that you know will hold you, where you'll be protected and be safe. So I want you to see the pathway light up and illuminate in front of you to bring you to your sacred space. Feel yourself starting to make your way down or up or directly in front of you. Feel what it feels like underneath your feet. Is it sand? Is it stone? Is it rock? Is it grass? Is it water? Making your way. And as you're going, calling on helping spirits and guides and ancestors and ancient ones to come and be with you. Whoever is meant to be with you, to assist you on your journey. And as you get to the veil, and the veil is thinner than usual given the time of year. Step through the veil. And I want you to take just a couple moments while I drum to sense out, to really feel yourself being here and calling in your power animals, your guides, your ancient ones to be with you. Really feeling the energy of this space. How's it different from what it normally looks like? What does it smell like? What are the sounds? What are the animals? What are the trees? What are the angels? The fairies? The divas? And as you're connected with your guides, power animals, goddesses, whatever it is, ask them to take you. There will be a huge fire, a sacred fire. It's Wakan. It's a huge bonfire in the center of your sacred space. Feel how it feels in your heart to be here. And with the help of your guides, I ask you to look around this circle, and not only do you see us, you see ancestors of yours, direct lineage ancestors in this circle. That have come here to be of assistance, that have come here to share with you some pieces that are ready to be let go of in this moment tonight, that have been held on by your lineage. It's no longer in service in this new way of life, in this new way of being, in this feminine world that's being created. The parts that have been in resistance, the parts that maybe just don't understand it, the parts that are in direct duality. So I will begin to sing, to drum, and you will spend this time with your ancestors and with your guides, seeing what are those pieces? What are the pieces that have been held in your lineage that tonight are ready to be let go of? What pieces do you know that you're aware of within yourself that hold you back from really embracing that new feminine way? That way of being in reciprocity, that way of being, of holding everyone in this world in that beauty of love. And not that the masculine does not, but the unhealed masculine is what we are here to work with tonight. There's unhealed masculine pieces that are power over, not power with, that are about war rather than love, that are built in the basis of their scarcity rather than abundance. That if someone has something that it takes away from us, that is such a lie. That is a lie we've been told and we've accepted as truth. It's an abundant universe that has enough for everyone on this planet. And so I will give you your time. And so begin to get ready to release those pieces. The pieces you saw through your lineage. And maybe there are pieces that you saw from the birth and the creation of our United States that need to be brought into balance and in reparation and of healing and of honoring and asking forgiveness from the indigenous people of this land. All I hear is us Americans, us Americans, us Americans, but yet we repress who are the Americans. The Native voices are not even allowed to be expressed or heard, and they are the only Americans on our soil. We are all immigrants. We are all here on borrowed land that we took as ours. And it is time for reparations to be made on that level. So I, as a white person in this lifetime, ask forgiveness from all the star nations and brothers and sisters for the injustices and genocide that were thrust upon you in discovering land that was already inhabited. To our brothers and sisters that were brought over here in ships and enslaved, I ask your forgiveness and stand in front of you as a white woman. And I ask your forgiveness. I don't know any other way to do it anymore except for to bring it into ceremony and ask to be seen, ask to make that reparation, ask to put it out there into the cosmic universe, into the collective on this powerful night, and stand before you and ask for forgiveness. Ask that reparations be made so that we can all start to have a conversation, a dialogue that is productive and not of violence. It is time that we all see each other as brothers and sisters, as the same, as the collective, as humankind, human beings. Understand that. So it's spirit screaming in my head, being, not doing. We are human beings. It's time to be love, to be compassion, to be wholeness, to be stillness. And I ask that to ripple out, not only in our world, but in all worlds where there's injustice, where there's all worlds where there's persecution. So I will light my effigy, my arrow, my death arrow. I will place it into the fire and then open it up for everyone to make their prayers. And I'll sing Nisa Nisa while you do that. So as always, the invitation is there for you to make your prayer and your release. Nichita ta and you are Oranika, hey, hey, oh, I. Nichita ta and you are Oranika, hey, 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 oh, I. Nichita ta and you are Oranika, hey, hey, oh, I. Nichita ta and you are Oranika, hey, hey, oh, I. Nichita ta and you are Oranika, hey, hey, oh, I. Nichita ta and you are Oranika, hey, hey, oh, I. Nichita ta and you are Oranika, So if someone hasn't been able to do their prayer of release, just pop up and let me know. If not, we'll get going on the Pachamama prayer.
I don't know. Mhm.
I already feel like I'm possessed right now. There's some weird light on me. Okay, everyone. So let's take this moment to make our global prayer. I've already done mine. And I ask that prayer please include peace and gentleness, compassion. And so take a moment to thank your guides, your ancestors, your ancient ones, your helping spirits, your animal guides, this sacred space that holds you, this sacred fire that was in front of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for holding us. Thank you for showing us that which needs to be released in this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's start to make our way back, making our way back to your space, to your body. Feel yourself all the way back in your body. From this place, I'm going to pull a card, a light card, to give us insight into what our group tonight has created, what energy has been created. What beauty are we going to put out into the world? It's called the inner temple. It's devotion, and tune into the portal of your heart. You're being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm, to develop a daily practice where you fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of your answers to all of your questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart. But you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you. And so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn. And you are being called to go deeper in your soul growth or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or a spiritual teacher. If you have already been a committed student, then you're being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of you they are, and that the time you spend in devotion is priceless. If you're questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to turn your focus towards devotion and this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. So may we all niche out the time each day, especially in the coming weeks, as this new energy is being birthed, to niche out the time to really know what our soul and what our heart is guiding us to. A couple ceremonies back, we were told, before we go to even act or do anything, have it go through your heart first. And what does it feel like? If it doesn't feel right, then it's not of the heart. It's not of love. If it feels right when you pass it through your heart, then it's what's meant to be. So may we all tap into that energy of love, that energy of compassion, that energy of oneness. Spirit's saying, know that you're held. You're so held. You have to just ask for help. And then when you ask for help, you gotta let go. You can't ask for help and then try to do it, or want it to be done a certain way, in the way that you think it has to be. We are at a place where it has to be utter surrender right now. Surrender to thy will, not my will. I'm hearing it is that simple, but is it? For someone that wants to be in control or thinks they know what's best for themselves, or that can be quite challenging. But as always, the invitation's there. And I'm not going to say I'm sorry for whatever happened while I was drumming, because I was definitely taken over by spirit and did something as a shaman that was for the collective. I stepped in there. For anyone that's come to ceremony, you know I've never done that. But it felt good. I could feel its energy. I could feel it ripple out. I could feel a definite piece of holding that place of the pain that has been inflicted and caused. And so the invitation's there if you would like to make that prayer on your own to spirit, to God, in reparation, while we're in these times of great change. Because the only way that we're going to be able to birth the feminine is if we make right with what has been unjust. And by making right, it means just owning it, just owning that piece. That's part of all of our lineage, part of all of our line, whether it was in the making of America or any other country. So before I close direction, let's just take a moment and just settle in with this energy. And I want you to see how you feel different. Now that you've released these lineage pieces, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a moment. And as you've done this great release, I want you to ask your higher self, that God part of you, what color vibration or word or sound or frequency or image is in your highest good to replace that in this moment. And then I want you to see that come in through the crown of your head and envelop your entire body. I literally want you to see it rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways so that you respond to things in a different way. I want you to see it infiltrate your eyes so that you're going to see, you're going to perceive in a different way. You will see more of the truth of what is in front of you instead of the illusion. And not like the truth. And when I say the truth, I mean the truth. There is only one truth, and that's love. I want you to see it infiltrate your ears so that you're going to hear you'll be audible, be able to be connected to spirit, to your guides, to your soul, to your heart. And you'll be able to listen with compassion. Have it come into your throat so that you'll be able to speak your truth. Anything can be said if it's said in the right way, because it's intention. Have it come into your heart and fill that cavern. Come into your solar plexus, your second chakra, and then your root. And then see this energy, whether it's a vibration, a sound, a word, a color, an image, see it permeate every cell in your body. Reawakening you, realigning you, remembering you. It's time to wake up. That's what I keep hearing Spirit say in my head right now. It's time to wake up. See it in every organ, in every system in your body, especially your nervous system right now, and your sympathetic and parasympathetic system. And I just want you to hold this for a minute before we close, to just really feel yourself being realigned. Changed. Your system's being upgraded right now. And call on that teacher within. Call on that teacher and say, I am ready to be a devoted servant to you. I am ready to be a devoted student to you during these next couple of months before spring, between now and springtime, to gain my understanding, to gain my wisdom, to gain my tools, to gain my skills. So that I can be a divine representation. And so it is. So I will close directions. Thanking all the spirits, once again, being in reciprocity and in gratitude for all that they've brought to us, for all that they've given. For the unexpected. To the winds of the south, the Pachamama, great serpent, come and wrap your coil of light around us. Help us learn how to shed our past the way you shed your skin in one clean swoop. Help us to learn how to stay out of that place of suffering and step into that place of impeccability. Thank you, thank you, thank you for teaching us how to lay belly to belly with Mother. And thank you for any and all healing that has occurred on the physical level. Holy. To the winds of the west, God Durango, Mother Jaguar, thank you for coming and protecting our medicine space. Thank you for teaching us how to have one foot in this world and one foot in the next, how to live fearlessly. And I thank you for teaching us how to be peaceful, luminous warriors so that we can learn how to walk on this planet and not leave a footprint. And thank you for any and all healing that has occurred on the emotional level. The winds of the north, Yasuda Kente, great hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancient ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of mythic and of imagery, of stillness and flight, being the eye in the center of the storm. Oh, please, please, please teach us where not to drink directly from the sweet nectar of life, so we no longer source from places that no longer feed us, so that we can embark on that epic journey of self. Oh. To the winds of the north, to great eagle, conjurer, Apuchin, you fly wing to wing with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking us the mountains that we only dare to dream of. Thank you for teaching us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with the great mystery. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More importantly, continue to teach us how to see with eagle vision so that we can see limitless possibilities, so that we once and for all step out of that place of being fated and step into that place of our destiny. Oh. Pachamama, great mother. Oh, thank you so much for coming here for the healing of all your children. The two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy, the crawly, the thin, the friendly. Thank you for being the true alchemist and taking that which no longer serves and bringing it back to us and make it so bold. Just thank you. Thank you for being that divine mother for all of us. That place that holds all the qualities of the healed feminine, so that we can drink of your nectar and learn how to birth these qualities into the world in a way that ripples out and touches anyone that's open to receive. Please continue to guide us and be that strong foundation and to help us ground in this energy so that it may ripple out and create change. Inti Tai Tai, Mama Kia, Star Nations, Great Spirit, you are known by 1,000 names and you are unnameable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this place of figurative magic also. Thank you for the hearts, minds, and souls of everyone in the circle. Thank you for whispering in our ears and touching our hearts, and please continue to do so. I humbly ask you to guide us during these times. Be that beacon of light for us through any storm, through any fog, through any indecision, through any pain. Help us. By being that beacon of light, help us. I ask you in something this pitiful way. And once again, I thank you for allowing me to be a hollow bone so that I can be an instrument. Oh, I thank you so much for this opportunity, and I thank all those that went before me and sacrificed their life so that I may make this prayer. I honor you. I thank you. And I am grateful to be in service. I'm hearing these times, they are changing. Don't dig your feet in at this time. It's not time to do that. It's time to gently sway with the winds of change that are upon us. But stay grounded and rooted in that place of the feminine and keep reaching up for that place of the masculine, so that we can be the alchemical marriage of the feminine and the masculine, to be these containers, to, as Spirit has been saying through ceremonies, to be agents of change, to be light workers and to send that out. So before we end, let's close our eyes, and whatever the color, the image, the word, the sound, the frequency, let's put our hands out and see that energy not only be shared between ourselves, but to go out and ripple out into the world, and anyone that is open to receive. They be able to have this touch their hearts, their minds, their souls. Maybe help them look up at the moon tonight or tomorrow night or the next night and be awakened, to be remembered, to be realigned to their soul's calling, the truth of why they're here, not the illusion anymore. It's time for us to step into the truth of why we are here. And then bring that energy back to yourself, give some to the Mother Earth. And with deepest gratitude, I thank you all. And tonight was a very powerful ceremony. So drink plenty of water, drink plenty, and spend the next couple days thanking your ancestors, thanking them and being in service and giving them gratitude. Maybe eat foods they loved or drink things that they loved, or make a little altar, go out and do a little ceremony on the earth in honor of them and thanking them, and an absolute gratitude to be able to be released from this peace, from this place that you were held. And that means also when we release our peace, it goes out into the collective. I'm just checking in to see if there's anything else. And as always, Spirit saying, be gentle with yourself. Honor yourself and be gentle with yourself. So I thank you all, and I kind of want to leave you in this space, so I'm just going to cut it out in a minute. But if anyone needs anything or wants to share anything, you can do it in chat real quick. But if not, kind of like you all just sit in this space and really be with it. I love you all. Please be gentle with yourselves. Please be gentle in these next couple weeks. And be compassionate with everyone around you and to yourself. Give yourself that beautiful gift. So I thank you all. And I will be closing out. But so much love, gentleness. Someone say something.
Thank you,
Who's that from?
Maria.
You're welcome, Maria. Many blessings. Okay. Good night, everyone. So,
Honey says thank you.
you're welcome, honey.
Amy says thank you.
Who?
Amy.
You're welcome, Amy. Alrighty. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Candy.
You're welcome.
Much peace.